2, 1.
Very good. Well timed.
Yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. And hail and well met, weary travellers, and welcome back to the fireside. It's time for another chapter of Polyhedron Collider Plays D&D. And tonight we have the Masters of Fate, and they are Andy as Arrakis the Sorcerer, Sid as Cockwind the Rogue, Derek as Imnek the Warlock, and Adam as Sylfina the Druid. And of course, last but certainly not least, our benevolent DM, Steve. So, Steve.
Benevolent.
It never gets old, does it? Steve, if you care to step back into the torchlight once again and resume our story, we shall continue.
Right. Normally I recap 1 week. I'm actually going to recap 2 weeks this time because you were in the town of Bryn Shander when the town got attacked by frost giants. You found out they were hunting for descendants of Artus Simba or Artus Simba using a magical item which was putting them towards anyone in his bloodline and pointed them towards Sirik of Sazael, which was a fisherman you met in your travels. With a little bit of encouragement from the party, Sirik was handed over to the frost giants and off they trundled kind of north-westish towards the Sea of Moving Ice. You then, under the request of the 10 Towns Council and the Elk Tribe and the Dwarves of the Dwarven Valley, headed out to hunt down Hedron the Ice Witch. A small force was set forth and they stumbled across a bear tribe encampment. The rest of the forces attacked the bear tribe, whereas you snuck around the side, grabbed in some canoes or kayaks or whatever you, and paddled across the Sea of Moving Ice and found Hedron's tower, which was a black ice structure like a jagged claw pointed towards the sky. So you stormed in, kicked butts and took names. In the process, you killed the chieftain of the bear tribe. You killed Akar Kessel, the undead thing that had been basically doing all kinds of weird stuff around 10 Towns and Icewind Dale. And you killed Hedron the Ice Witch. And when you did kill her, it was a dead body. It didn't turn to ice like the last one.
We actually burned the witch.
Yes. So, limping and heavily wounded, you limped out of the tower just as it started to crumble around you. And that was where we left off. I understand you were of low hit points when we last met. So, the tower was dust. You returned to your kayak because there wasn't really much to do there, and you have headed back to Bryn Shander.
Are we considered, now we've leveled up, are we considered to have had a long rest or not?
I was going to say what we'll do is it is actually a couple of days' travel back to Bryn Shander, so we will assume you get back to Bryn Shander, and then you have basically a massive party in the what is the name of the tavern? Was it the Northlook Inn, which is the dwarf-run tavern?
Mm-hmm. No, that's the Northlook's the one where he doesn't like us. Oh,
the Northlook's the dodgy one, isn't it? Yeah.
But we seem to get accused of starting fights. I don't know where he gets that idea from.
Kelvin's Comfort, wasn't it? Kelvin's Comfort
yes.
was the dwarven.
Yes.
So you head to Kelvin's Comfort, where there's still representatives of the Dwarven Valley there. There is still some of the Elk Tribe, and basically you have one massive party that night with the Thane of the Dwarven Valley, Stokely, purchasing a number of rounds for everyone and everyone enjoying in the fun, basically. But that gives you your long rest, which allows you to reclaim all your hit points and such like, and level up to level 6.
Excellent. And have a massive hangover to boot.
So, yes, the following morning you wake up with the mother of all hangovers. And about midday-ish, after getting some dirty reindeer sausage down your neck,
Snigger.
You are invited to the Speaker's Palace.
Ooh. Right. Is this an invitation we can decline?
You kind of get the impression not.
Oh.
We like her, don't we? She's all right.
Yeah, she's the one that we kind of usurped.
Oh, Vespa or whatever her name was.
Juvessa.
That's the one.
That's the one. Vesper. This is the spaceports, mate.
Hang on, I'm just trying to do my leveling here, and it's all going to go horribly wrong because I've just finally got in to blooming thingy here.
Oh, blimey.
Well, I guess we mosey on over. With I hope she's got some. I hope she's got some ibuprofen. Oh.
So you head to the Speaker's Palace, but rather than being ushered into her study, you are ushered into the dining room because it's a larger room. And the reason you know is immediately obvious because Thane Stokely is sitting there with a couple of his Dwarven Valley allies, and looking rather uncomfortable in the posh cab wooden chair is the king of the Elk tribe, and of course Devessa. Basically, they invite you in, and they want basically a debriefing on what happened with Hedra and the Ice Witch.
Well, we kicked her ass, and Arrakis will look particularly smug at this point, as it was him that dropped her. But she burned good.
It seems no one else in your party is contesting that, Arrakis.
Well, they probably see Imnek rolling his eyes.
It's true. Bitch burned in my hand.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's he's not made any particularly outrageous statement at this point.
Yes.
I'm assuming that's not how he is.
Well, there's some really serious feedback coming from someone. I don't know who it is. Is it Adam?
I didn't even have my push to talk held down. So
It's probably when you're talking on when I'm talking or something. For some reason that seems to be an issue.
How bizarre. Okay.
So you were asked by King Stokely whether there was any indication that she had further plans afoot.
Well, for what, from the witch?
Yes.
We didn't really have time to ask. It wasn't exactly a Q&A.
You can see that the Elk tribe king seems very pleased with this decisive action kind of thing. And he keeps nodding every time you go in, just say you went and kicked ass.
Oh, yes. There wasn't much of her left. Maybe a few ashes.
So, Devessa then asks, she brings in, you also, after a little short period, Sheriff Markwell is invited in, as is her, it's her bodyguard who was with her earlier, the Sir Barrick is brought in as well. But the conversation kind of increases, and they just go, well, they thank you. All of them thank you for what they've done. You also notice that even though, like, you've been drinking with the Elk tribe king and Stokely last night, neither of those two seem to have suffered from a bad hangover as you guys have.
Hey, 20 on my constitution save, I'm fine.
Apart from him, Nick. So they basically then start inquiring. Just they congratulate you and say, "Well, it seems that this the issues with the Hedron seems to have disappeared." You all notice that the weather has actually got better, and it's remarked that although you're approaching kind of October or Morpeth, sorry, the weather has eased slightly and become more likely what they expect for this time of year. And they say how you're told how the Bear tribe, what was left of them, were attacked and scattered. And Valish Gant has gone, and Markham Southwell, the sheriff, also says that most of what would have been Slim's gang have disappeared or scattered, and there's been no sign of, well, Slim or Mark the Shank for the last few days either.
Well, we may have had something to do with that.
To which they all nod and thank you again. So the question then comes, what's next? And the question then comes about, what do we intend to do about Sirek and the Frost Giants?
I'm sorry, who? Should we care? I don't care.
The one who, totally on his own free will, volunteered himself to go with the Frost Giants.
Sacrificed himself for the good of the party.
Sirek, the sheriff at this point and Devessa both kind of then say they're not particularly happy that we've left and abandoned him. They say, and there's a little bit of a discussion amongst themselves about how, well, we had Hedron to deal with, and it would have been nice to have rescued him from the ice giants, from the frost giants. Sorry, but it wasn't everything they could do. It's at this point that the sheriff suggests that maybe you could act as a bit of a patrol, and I see if you can find any information regarding what happened to the frost giants.
Why did I hear this coming?
To which Devessa says, sorry, it's only a request. We just wondered what your plans were in the immediate future.
Well, I need to get this, wave this stick around, back to Waterdeep.
That is actually the entire purpose that we were hearing it originally.
Yes. Although, to be fair, it could be quite a handy tool.
Yeah, if you want a pissed
using
off wizard coming after you.
We were not given a deadline, I believe, to bring it back.
You want to go and find the bloody man, don't you?
I think the giants themselves are going to be a problem.
No shit.
Needs to be dealt with.
Someone else's problem, in my opinion.
I agree. I agree with the druid.
No, they will become our problem in time.
I'm sure
Even if
will.
even if you don't have family or tribe in Icewind Dale, I think these giants have, they've been seen further south than they've normally seen, and I think this is just the tip of the iceberg, so to speak.
Hey.
You should be a comedian, my friend.
Imnek obviously doesn't get any irony from that at all. Goes straight over his own head.
You could do well as a bard.
I hear it is.
That one we know.
Yes, I hear it is not a very difficult job.
Arrakis looks resigned at this point.
So you look resigned, and then Fane Stokely pops up and goes, "So what? Is there any thought about this Pelador chap?"
Didn't we
To
kill
which
him?
everyone goes, "I don't believe so. Did you?"
Oh yeah, we never found out where that black ice stuff or something.
Last we heard, I believe he was heading to negotiate with the dwarves.
Aye, and he never turned up. He was the chap who directed Beric to the body of Akar Kessel, and he was the chap who directed Beric to the Black Ice. Now, whether he was acting under orders from Hedron or acting under orders from Vaelish Gant, we don't know.
You want us to find out?
I'm not saying you do, but I'm just saying that
It is a loose end.
it's a loose end, aye.
Well, we don't want him taking the place of Hedron, some megalomaniac.
Very well.
Problem is, we don't know where he's gone.
Where was he last seen?
To which the sheriff goes, last seen, I believe, in East Haven, but that was days ago. Could be anywhere by now.
Well, we know where the giants went.
They went the opposite direction.
But at least we know which way they went, rather than going on a wild goose chase.
Is it
A
that wild?
a wild giant chase.
Wouldn't East Haven be a good stepping off point for heading towards the spine of the world?
I suppose so.
We might have business there.
I suppose so. How long will it take to get to East Haven?
East Haven was a day's travel, I think, to East Haven.
Okay. So it should be fairly straightforward, at least, to get there. Fine. Let's go to East Haven. If he's not there, we hunt some
Sure, we can try and pick up the tail.
Bryn Shander to East Haven is 7.5 hours travel. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you can do it in a
Not that
day.
far then. Do it in a day.
No.
Right.
We wouldn't want him acquiring anything dangerous.
Besides, if we can murder a witch, I am sure Peridor's not going to be too much of a hassle.
I hope so.
So at this point, Sheriff pokes up again and goes, "What exactly do we know what these giants wanted?"
They wanted the individual known as
Artist Simba.
Artus Simba. That's him. Unfortunately, he's not here, so his relative Sirac piped up, and they took him instead. They seem to have a small crystal that verified his bloodline. What they wanted with him, they didn't say.
We know Artist Simba was looking for something called the Ring of Winter, but that was many years ago and in Waterdeep. I don't know why the giants would want it.
Well, Devessa then looks around the table and go, "Anyone know what the Ring of Winter is?" To which everyone shakes their heads at this point.
I'm guessing it's quite cold.
You'd think so.
Well, it could I could make a fancy accessory for me. Maybe we should find it, especially if it takes us back to Waterdeep.
I knew you'd find something to latch onto.
Of course, one needs motivation, my friend. Dibs on it.
Devessa then turns to you and says, "Well, I can assist if you wish to travel to Waterdeep, or I hope I can be of some assistance."
Well, we may take you up on that. Well, it seems like our barbarian friend here wants to go and try and find Peridor, so...
I think you will come to think it is probably in your best interests as well.
Why is that?
I'm sure you'll think of a reason in time.
Brutal murder?
If that's what it takes.
Well,
I mean, we don't
in
know
that
where
sort of-
Eric was getting all that black ice and shit.
Are you saying that in character or not? Because Imnek is pointedly trying not to.
I didn't think about that, so
I mean, it's up to you, but that's what Imnek is trying to dance around the issues. He's wanting to get out of this room and have a real talk.
Well, Devessa notices that the room has gone quite cold and frosty and goes, "I'll just say that if you do wish to travel to Waterdeep, my aunt lives in Waterdeep and is the captain of a ship called the Dancing Wave. My understanding that it travels up and down the Sword Coast, so as far north as Luskan and as far south as Baldur's Gate. I shall write you a letter, and I'm sure that if you can find them, she'll be able to offer you free travel."
the A-team. If you can find them.
Well, no, she means that if it's available, it's if
Indeed.
if you're at Luskan and it's in Baldur's Gate, you might have a bit of a wait for it to turn up.
Well, actually, now you mention it, there is one little artifact I would like to find.
What's that?
My crystal.
I see. And how can we help you in that matter?
Oh, we'll need to find Pelador for that.
You see, I knew you'd find a motivation, Arrakis.
It seems our fates are entwined, sir. What say the rest of you?
Sure.
Well, we'll leave you decide. If you decide to travel to East Haven, I'm sure Chef Southwell will have some work for you. To which the sheriff nods, and he goes, well, if you are travelling the 10 towns and you come across anything else to do with Pelador or the Frost Giants, we'd appreciate some information sent back. I can
Sure, we can
sign you up as unofficial deputies if you wish, so you have at least some credence in the other towns if need be.
Very well. Any favours are abundantly welcome.
Excellent. Well, good luck in your endeavours, gentlemen, which Devesta says, and yourselves. Thank you very much.
To us all. Right. Let's go and kick some ass. Or at
Have
least
we lost
find
to
some
Sid?
ass first. Yeah, apparently he's making his dinner.
Oh, okay.
So Derek and I are now going to speak for him.
Let me get
Sure we will.
out a puppet.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back. Boo.
He heard us conspiring.
Oh, shit.
No, he didn't. Excellent. Good.
Oh, nice. Nothing.
No, we're talking about you, not to you. Don't worry.
Oh, that's okay then.
Right then. To East Haven with a hangover. Oh, I made you
I'm going to have to, just a pre-warning, I'm going to have to dip out again to collect my tea.
It's poor organisation, Sid. It's not good enough, man. Right then. Let's mosey on out of town.
Mhm.
Right, so you are heading to East Haven.
East Haven. Yes, we are. Ooh, change of map. Hello.
Let's clear that drawing. I don't know if you missed Sid, but the rest of the party have decided not to go towards Deep, not to chase giants, but to go hunt down Pelador and possibly go to the sort of spine of the world.
Marvellous. Sounds like an excellent plan.
Haven't we just been in the spine of the world?
No?
No, we never went there.
That was the Sea of Moving Ice you've just been to.
Yes, that's right. Yes, yes.
It's a bit different. One's wet and the other one's hilly.
Subtle difference there. I like it.
It is, yeah.
Question.
Nominate.
Nice. I like it. Given that this is set after Horde of the Dragon Queen,
Yes.
the crashing of a certain castle, is that known or not?
It is not widely known, no, because
Okay.
it would have happened in a place quite far away from most civilization.
It happened in the spine of the world. That's why I'm
Yeah.
asking.
It happened in the Spine of the World, but the Spine of the World is
Quite big. Yeah,
quite
okay.
big.
But to be fair, it was north of the spine of the world.
So it's probably on the Reghead Glade. It's the top
Yes, it
end.
is.
It's
It
a,
is, it's-
the Spine of the World is about 600 miles long.
Ooh! Yeah, okay, fair enough. Never mind then.
And at its deepest, it's about 100 miles deep. So yes, if you think like
Okay.
it's kind of a Himalayas type mountain range, it's
That's
crashed
fine.
somewhere there.
It actually crashed north of it in my game, but anyway.
Crashed? However did that happen? Who did that? I don't understand.
There were some ragtag band of adventurers that just, caused some kind of mayhem.
Mm-hmm.
Metagaming slightly, I've worked on the basis that it crashed towards the north, round about the Reghead Glacier.
Okay.
So nowhere near 10 towns, because otherwise that would cause one hell of an economic mess.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I just thought we could convince Cockwind to...
He'd never leave.
Exactly. Just try to put so much stuff in his pockets.
From a metagaming point of view, if you can tell me a reason why you would know about this, then that's fine.
No reason that he would know.
Okay. Well, Cockwind won't, But Imnek,
none of us would.
Imnek and Arrakis might know. Don't know.
There's no reason
I've heard
Arrakis would know.
rumors. Yeah.
Well, it is technically, family intuition. It was his half brother who might have had something to do with it crashing, but obviously he doesn't know he has any family like that.
Yeah, there's no reason any of us would know.
Fair enough.
Well, could this
I
be
don't even know what you're talking
finally
about.
a reason for my criminal contact or my thieves' cant?
Yeah.
Making the two most useless skills, as far as I can tell, mildly useful.
Thieves' cant is such a weird thing.
Fucking useless.
It's very useful in
what it is.
Waterdeep and Baldur's Gate, and I'm probably quite
It's less
useful in
useful
Luskan.
in the arse end of nowhere.
But it's
It's
one of those not actually an abilities that they like to throw in for flavour.
It's great if you've got if you're around loads of thieves guilds. It's great, but yeah.
Yeah, if you're underneath Waterdeep, perfect. It's like Arrakis' skill to make forgeries and things like that. Great in a city if you're trying to get past guards and things. When you're in the arsehole of bumfuck nowhere,
Piece of paper won't help you, except to start a fire.
Okay, so you take it you're heading to the town of East Haven then.
we are.
Yeah.
Off you jolly well go then.
Let's find this punk.
So it's not long after you arrive in East Haven that you're approached by two individuals. One of them is quite distinctive because there's a man and a woman, and the man is missing an arm, and you can quite clearly see they're wearing cloaks over kind of heavy armor, and they kind of hail you as you're approaching.
Does Arrakis know? Obviously, Arrakis notices he's only got one arm.
Yeah, it's quite obvious because the guy, they're walking normally, and one of them basically
Which
has
arm?
a stump. It's his right arm.
Oh, brilliant! I'll go out to shake his hand.
Hard to expect anything else.
Yeah.
He kind of frowns at you,
Dreadfully
and
sorry,
then the
just
woman
being
kind of
polite.
takes over. So they come in, and the woman kind of takes over, and she goes, "Wonder if you could help me with something."
Probably not.
That depends on what it is, I suppose, my dear.
You haven't seen a particularly angry-looking dwarf around here, have you?
We've left a few back in wherever the hell we were, Bryn Shander. They seem to be all angry up here. Which particular angry dwarf are you talking about?
Well, goes by the name of the Weevil.
I'm afraid we're not familiar with him.
That's not a very dwarven name.
No, that's his nickname. And at the city of Mirabar are looking for him, and we're bounty hunters trying to bring him back. And we heard you're the guys that know all around about Icewind Dale.
We are.
Thought we could
How
slip
fabulous.
you a bit of the bounty if you had any information for us.
How much is the bounty?
It's 2 months, isn't it, mate, in a bar?
Well, City of Mirabar offering 3,000 gold pieces for this guy.
And you're offering us how much?
Depends how good your information is, really. I think we can split
he
it
went
down
that
the
way.
middle.
£1,000?
No, this is the guy with one arm that looks and goes, "No, pal."
500? Well, all right. Well, I'm afraid no. We're not familiar with his work, but I'm sure if we come across him, we'll be sure to let you know, or kill him ourselves, one of the two.
What does he look like? Other than being short and with a beard.
Maybe he shaved.
He's bald head, a forked beard. Yeah, he's got this mad gleam in his eye.
It's any dwarf near gold.
True.
There.
Where was he last seen?
Well, he's last seen in Mirabar, apparently.
Bloody
And what's this geezer done?
Leader of a group of brigands.
where the hell is Mirabar?
Mirabar is it's on the edge of the spine of the world, but on like complete opposite side to where you are.
Oh, so about 1,000 miles away then.
Yeah.
What the bloody hell would we be doing here?
Well,
You're a little out of range here, boys.
Bryn Shanta's known to be a place where people can run away to and escape their past lives.
Is it?
Mm.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's have an exchange of information.
Okay then.
Favor if you do us one. Don't suppose you've seen or heard of a man called Pelador about here, have you? A wisp of a man. Looks a little mysterious.
Pelador. They kind of look at each other, exchange glances, and kind of go, "Are you the fella that tried to flog us some of that black ice stuff?"
That'll be the chap.
Yeah. Saw him. He's the big fat knucklehead. 3 days ago, was he here?
Sounds about right.
Yeah. We didn't want any of the stuff. We'd already heard the rumours. It was bad shit, so stayed well clear of him.
Putting it. Whereabouts did you see him or hear from him?
He was up in the big fat knucklehead. This is the tavern on the waterfront. Yeah.
Right. Oh, thank you. If we see the Weevil, we'll be sure to let you know.
Well, keep us posted.
Yes.
You'll be around here?
Well, we're going to head to Bryn Shander and then we're doing the rounds, so we'll head to Hundlestone, Fireshear, and then down to Luskan. That's the plan.
Have fun in Luskan. I always do.
Yeah, man can get what he wants with a bit of money in that town.
It's true. It doesn't deserve its reputation, really. It's quite harmless.
You can see the one Amon is getting really kind of like biting his tongue, and the woman he's with is holding him back a little bit. Well, she says, "Good day to you, gents."
Good day. I'll wave him off.
I get the sense that Arrakis would probably fail any like sensitivity training he was sent on by his employer.
Oh, that's some serious feedback going on there.
I think it's when I try and sort of mute my mic.
Right then, let's get to this bar.
Big fat knucklehead, let's do it.
Nothing else, we would have got a beer.
Okay, so you do indeed head to the big fat knucklehead.
We should spend most of this adventure in pubs. Brilliant. We're just doing a booze cruise of Icewind Dale.
Excuse me.
Nick.
Don't worry, the other party is also doing something similar. They're doing a booze cruise of the Sword Coast. So you'll be able to put a better guide than Polo together soon. So it's a bit weird. Where is the big fat knucklehead? Okay, you pointed out to it. It's not there. And the big fat knucklehead is a dockside fisherman's tavern.
Sounds ideal.
And is a little bit, should we call it, rough and ready because of that.
I think we're used to it up here.
Yeah, you are starting to get used to the smell of trout, and this is definitely smells of trout.
Certain northern charm.
Yeah, trout and stale beer is the smell you get when you hit your senses, but all you can see is what you can assume to be some depressed-looking fishermen here and there, drowning their sorrows. He's leaving by now. So.
Imnek will head up to the bar.
You're met by the tavern owner.
Mm-hmm.
Show me a bit of assistance, sir.
3 ales and water or wine for the elf. I'm never sure which.
Water.
So.
You should let yourself go once in a while, my friend. And smack him on the back.
We're wondering.
Sorry, go on.
We were wondering, has there been we've heard tell that there's been a strange man named Pelador has been seen in these parts.
Strange, man? What makes you say call him strange?
Oh, strange for Icewind Dale. The stranger too.
Can't say there's anyone strange around here. Well, he looks at you all four, a half-drow, a tiefling, a halfling, and an elf. I look at you, don't see many strange people around here.
Sensible.
Well, he's a bit of a wisp of a man. He's quite tall, thin. Might have been peddling some odd crystals.
Was that trader chap who was here a few weeks ago? Was doing plenty of business here? Maybe him? Young chap?
Well,
Yeah,
Very well spoken?
Yeah. Dressed like a wizard.
No, you've said, he was wearing a robe rather than over like his boots and coat and that, but yeah.
That'll be the chap.
Sounds like the boy.
Not recently.
He was here 3 nights ago. He was sat on that table over there and points at the table in the corner, and he always had somebody in he was doing some kind of business with. He'd had a meeting with someone, they discussed, they'd shake hands. Occasionally money would change hands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did he say where he was going after?
Well, he started inquiring about how easy it would be to dive to the bottom of the lake, and everyone quite rightly looked at him like a crazy person.
Mm-hmm. I can imagine.
I wonder if he's been looking for the remnants of that ship we burned.
Yes.
Then the last I heard, I think he was preparing for some kind of big trip. He was getting scouts together and getting equipment.
What kind of equipment?
Well, what most people need when going overland round here. Rations, winter gear, climbing gear, I think.
Climbing gear.
That's
For underwater.
No, I think he may have given up on that idea.
Can I go over to the table that he was sat at?
Yeah.
Can I nick his beer while he's doing that?
You can indeed.
If you wish.
I won't even let you. I won't even make you make a stealth check. I'll just.
So I shall be sat at the bar, cheekily drinking Arrakis's beer, making sure I'm being very obvious about it behind his back.
You will suffer for that, my friend.
Imnek will kind of lean on the bar to put himself between Cockwind and his beer.
I'm just going to cast an ice bolt cantrip at the beer just so it freezes in his hands.
I shall promptly turn it upside down and lick it like an ice cream.
Just shake it out onto the bar.
Like one of those, those Calippo things you used to get. You used to squeeze it out the bottom.
Mm. Anyway, go over to this table. If he's been peddling these wares, can I get a sense of this Black Ice presence from us?
Make a Arcana check.
Arcana, eh? You'd think for a sorcerer I'd have a decent Arcana, but no.
You don't get any kind of steer from it at all, no.
Am I better Arcana than you?
Probably, but intelligence isn't my magic skill, so it makes sense.
It's not mine. I do have a proficient one.
I'm all chat and no brains.
No comment.
Nah! It's entirely true, though. Intelligence 11? Well, 11 is above average. It's not too bad.
I've got 10.
So, yes.
No, but if you're proficient.
Do I have the best Arcana, the best intelligence out of the group, then? Or are you higher, Derek?
Oh, no. No. I'm at -1 modifier.
Wow. Does that mean Arrakis is the most intelligent man in the party?
Sadly, yes.
Means I'm the wisest, though.
That's true, you are the wisest. Wow. That's quite scary. Arrakis is the most intelligent.
What's your intelligence? Is that
11.
+1?
No, mine's 11. Are you on
mine's
12?
No, mine's 13.
Oh, well, there you go. Cockwind is.
Stop showing.
That's okay. That makes more sense. Anyway. Oh, well. Maybe we can go to a gear shop.
There was a gear shop here, wasn't there? I'm sure we've been here before.
Yeah, there was. You've already been here. Yeah, there was. Oh God, what was it called? Reardon's Armory was one place with a dwarf Reardon, because his place got attacked by the Howling Fiend pirates, and that's why you were here last time.
What about somewhere where people would buy, provisions and things for long trips?
There are plenty of places you'll be able to get this. You'd have to get this stuff from a number of places. So Reardon's Armory is where you get weapons and some basically blacksmithed items, so any kind of ice picks or spikes or things like that. But there are other places which sell like kind of general stores kind of thing.
Right.
Is there anyone? Can we ask the barman if there is anyone in town who is a guide to the spine of the world?
He kind of mulls that over and goes, I think there is. It's not places many people in town go. It's not exactly the most hospitable and welcoming of places. The whole place is teeming with orcs, goblins, giants, ogres, all sorts of nasty stuff.
Yeah.
So most places, most people don't bother with there. What was the name of that chap who sometimes went there? Isvarl. Should know.
Isvarl. That's a name we've heard before.
Pretty sure.
Yes, I believe he might be dead. I believe he met a caving accident some days ago.
Did he?
Yes, and I'll shield sort of out of view of sort of the barman, but where Arrakis can see it, I'll use a minor illusion to conjure an image of the priest that was that whooped Arrakis's ass in the cave.
Oh,
Priest of Varl, yes. Yes, you know who I mean? The tragic accident in the cave. Yes.
I am aware.
Oh, he was best buds with Time Team, wasn't he?
Oh, that was him, was it? Ah. Yes, I owe him a kicking.
I believe he has been paid already.
So, I must admit, I've not seen him for a few weeks.
That might be why.
You could try Kira. She might know. She's, I think she's been there a couple of times.
And where does she reside, my good man?
He gives you directions to a place in town.
Thank you. I'll flip him a silver coin.
Thank you for your trouble, sir.
How much was the beer, by the way?
Standard beer price. It's in the player's handbook. I can't remember off the top of my head.
It's a copper piece from.
I have to have that as a post-it note because everyone says that. How much was the round of drinks I've just bought?
1,000 gold coins.
I will happily get free beer for the rest of the adventure if that would save you the effort.
A mug of ale is 4 copper pieces.
There you go.
Right.
Post-it note in that bloody page.
Yeah.
I'm going to label it booze.
Right. I shall be back. I'm gonna stay in this pub for a bit on account of being hungry, and I will join my my colleagues shortly.
Okie doke.
Mug of beer.
Mug of beer is 4 copper pieces.
Imnek has generously bought everyone theirs.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
At least the elf makes it a cheap round.
There we go, yes. 4 copper pieces. Excellent. You could buy us a banquet for 10 gold coins. That'd be nice.
What would be the point in that?
Cockwind's hungry. I'm sure he could
Fancy.
probably pack it away, the fat little twat.
Fancy southern food.
Yes,
Gives you indigestion, I'm sure.
Of course. Right. Let's go and talk to this Kira lassie.
Okay, so you head to the area of East Haven where you've been directed to Kira, and you get to the house and basically you knock on the door, and there's no answer, and there's not much sign of anyone being there at the moment.
Can we break in?
You can.
Let's use the new thieves, the thief skills that he's gained. I'm assuming he went for thieves' tools, or did he go for sleight of hand?
I don't know. Either way, he's having a meal at the moment in the
Yes.
pub.
Oh, we'll just boot the door in then.
It's not much. There's not much that's resistance to the door.
Hello.
There is no one home.
Is there any sign that anyone's been here recently, or is it fairly dusty and empty?
It's reasonably. It doesn't look like anyone's been around here for a few days or so. There's no sign of any like fresh food kept in the larder, kind of thing. And you notice things like there's empty coat hooks and empty drawers and things like that. So it looks like someone's packed to go away.
She's obviously on a trip then. Perhaps she's already guiding Palador. Is there anything knocking about that
you hear like a tap on the door?
Oh.
Kira, you all right in there?
Yes, I'm fine. Who is it?
You sure you're all right? Your voice has gone very high pitched.
I'm ill.
I thought you'd gone out. I thought you'd taken that fella up spining the world.
We got delayed. I'm just doing some last minute packing. Assuming I can get better.
Well, okay. Nasty bug around at the moment. I'll leave you to it.
Thank you.
And he goes away.
Andy, please never do that again.
That was genius, mate. Genius.
Yeah, but I never want to hear that again. That's the problem.
You didn't hear my impression of a mad ghost.
Oh, thank God.
Wasn't that bad?
Sounds like it looks like she is in fact giving a tour.
Indeed.
The question remains is, if he already knew she was giving a tour, why is he knocking on the door?
Because 3 people just walked into the place.
Oh. We're being
Let's
watched.
leave from the back, shall we?
Yes. Yes. Right. So, are there any records here that suggest A, when she left, and B, where she'd gone?
There's no kind of indication of there's no like records, there's no diary or anything like that, if that's what you're thinking. It's just evidence that with empty coat hooks and things like that, that she has left and gone. And I said there's no perishables, so there's an indication she might have been intending to leave for a few weeks. Other than that, no other information.
Bugger.
Well,
Let's try the kit stop. Let's try the armory. Maybe there's something there.
yes. Maybe we'll be able to track them. We have
So
a Druid
you
after all.
head to Rudden's armory.
Wait, what? What are you expecting me to track? Maybe?
Because you have good wisdom, I hope, and
I mean, yeah.
survival.
I'm good on that front.
Well, I can assist anyway. So.
I'd like to hope so.
I'm pretty sure you've done it for us before.
I don't think I have.
Okay, so you're heading to hit Rudden's armory then.
Oh, indeed.
Rudden's armory.
Yes.
Okay, so you've been to Rudden's armory before and met Rudden the dwarf. Last time you saw him, he'd been beaten up by a load of howling fiend pirates, and his shop had been ransacked. But it looks like he's taken effort. The building's been rebuilt, or been fixed or patched up, and there seems to be some more stock in there. He sees you and he greets you. Good evening, squires.
Good evening, my good man. I see you've recovered from your recent incident.
Aye, tough as all boats, mate.
Yes, indeed. I've heard dwarves are hardy chaps.
Aye. I
Speaking of
heard you met them and took out their boat.
We did well. I may have had a hand in burning it and sinking it in the mare.
Well done, lad. Good for you, lad.
Oh, it felt good, I assure you.
What can I do for you gents today, then?
Well, two things really. Whilst on the subject of dwarves, we've heard rumour of one of your kin by the name of the Weevil, potentially round these parts. I don't suppose you've heard of him.
No, can't say I have.
Very well. That's answered that one. The next one, slightly more pressing, is a chap known as Pelador. He's been seen round here over the last couple of days, kitting up for an expedition. We thought he might have come here for some provisions or some weapons.
He's not come here, but that Kira.
Ah, did she happen to mention where she was going?
Of course, I asked. She said, she's heading off to spy the world.
That's a big place. Was she any more specific, or did she give a reason?
Well, I tried to pry, and she avoided the subject, said someone wanted to do an expedition there, and she was guarding them. That's all I know.
That'll be the Pelador chap.
Kitted out, furs, and, climbing spikes, ice picks. The whole lot she bought.
Do you happen to know when they left?
Well, bought the kit 2 days ago.
So probably yesterday.
Makes sense.
So they can't be more than a day ahead of us.
Yes, I think they are close.
Right then. Is it worth getting a wriggle on?
I was going to buy a hammer and some pitons, I think, myself. Just in case. So that's like 40 copper and 1 gold. I looked up the price for that then.
Okay. Okay.
Right then, I guess we need to go and head into the mountains.
Let's become hermits.
Arrakis is not looking happy at the prospect of going into more snow and mountains, but never mind.
What have you got to worry about?
It's hardly hospitable. It's hardly civilized.
But you have some workman's clothes now, so you don't need to ruin your good ones.
I have both. It's not the clothes I'm worried about. One can always buy more. It's the distinct lack of civilization.
You call this civilization?
No, I don't. That's the point.
What are you complaining about? You should be used to it by now.
You'd think so. Right. As someone I know used to say, this is not getting Johnny's pants mended. I suggest we get a wriggle on.
Indeed.
This is not getting Johnny's pants mended. Right, it is late.
That's it.
It is late evening. So, are you heading out now, or are you
Let's
waiting until the morning?
rejoin our halfling friend and head out tomorrow.
Oh, I was going to suggest we go now. Get the jump on them.
Yeah, but Cockwind's only got short legs.
Well,
It'll take him a while to catch up.
Still, if we travel overnight and they're resting at night, we may be able to catch them, at least gain half a day on them.
Well, we'll need to rest either way, so why not do it now in the warm, when everyone can see?
I
We
can
can
see
see any
anyway.
beasts coming. Yeah, our friend cannot, however.
Well, he's only minor, in every sense.
Hmm.
That's just cruel.
Arrakis is feeling particularly malevolent today.
Yes.
He's minor. I'm sure he's never done a hard day's work in his life.
I'm sure you're right. Why work when you can steal?
That seems to be his philosophy.
Right, and Steve.
Yep.
At this point, is there while I'm in the pub? I'm just wondering if there's on the way in. Did we see any stables or a horse and cart or anything like that on the way in into the town?
There are stables, but horses are reasonably rare here.
Is there a different kind of beast? Is there like a big,
No.
No cow.
No. Most people do use horses when can, but because of the snow and horses don't generally like the snow, they're not as common as they are south of the spine of the world.
Can we tame a winter wolf and ride that?
Make an animal handling roll.
Right then. Do
You
what,
failed.
If I get a 20, you're in trouble, Tudor.
I doubt that.
Sounds about right.
That'll be a no then.
Oh dear.
Right, okay then. So there's no sort of there's nothing for me to steal that would help us with our travels in terms of moving quicker.
No, and there's a bizarre rule about movement is that generally, unless you're going to gallop horses and change and refresh them regularly, which you can't gallop in because of the snow, you generally move at the same pace. It just means you can carry more shit if you're on a horse.
No,
So,
okay, fair enough.
It probably wouldn't make much difference at this point.
Okay. In which case, I'm going to carry on drinking heavily and eating heavily while they do whatever they're doing.
Jesus, you're going to take a monster dump in the morning if you do that.
It's going to be a beast, mate. It's going to be epic.
We'll have to wait half an hour for him to wrestle that bastard out. You're going to delay the party.
You'll just have to catch up.
Yes, you're going to run. Right, so let's go back to the pub and just stay there and wait for him to eat for 6 hours.
I'll
Sit in the corner and sip a Dubonnet.
I'll ask the innkeeper further about who bought the black ice from the Pelador.
Good show, actually.
Well, I'm not quite sure what he was dealing in. I know he. I'm not quite sure he even sold the black ice, to be honest with you.
Hmm.
He was doing some kind of deals with information. He was actually after history of the town.
Really?
Yeah, no. It's weird. I thought he was doing business deals, but then you listen to him and he's asking questions about, what happened here like 50 years ago, 100 years ago, that kind of thing. Quite interested in that that Akar Kessel chap.
I was about to say, I wonder if this is related to the Ring of Winter.
I wonder. Yes, I wonder. I wonder if. Yes, we heard in our travels of a great war many decades ago with this Akar Kessel.
Mm.
Did he come to East Haven in his struggle?
East Haven, I think, from what I remember, was actually one of the refuges because of the lake. The main attacks happened at Bryn Shander, if my recollection's correct. I mean, it's way beyond before my time. But this Pelador chap, he was asking about what happened before then, and everyone was kind of like, it was just a fishing town. But he seems to think there was some kind of attack 100 years before that.
What kind of attack did he say?
Well, I think he's asking a lot of people around, and I only got snippets when I picked in. But there's now what was it?
Imnek will slip a gold coin across the counter to aid in his memory.
He kind of palms it and goes, doesn't actually jog my memory, but I was going to tell you anyway, but you must insist.
I would not expect you to do so for free either way.
We need to work on your situational awareness, my friend.
No, he was asking. I remember. He was asking about towers. Which I think was absolute nonsense. I distinctly hear him asking about a crystal tower. And he mentioned something. He was talking something about, did anyone know where the tower was or where the Temple of Tempest was?
The Temple of Tempest.
I don't know what he's on about. I mean, Tempest is one of the barbarians' gods, isn't he?
I think so.
I know a couple of the locals end up worshipping them, the odd tribes member who's come into town kind of thing, but I don't think there's been a temple here for as long as I know.
Who might know if there were such a thing? Who was Pelador talking to?
Well, all sorts. I mean, let's have a look. He was. Now there is. Who was it now?
He didn't happen to mention a greater demon, did he?
I don't remember no talk about a demon.
That's good.
I don't.
Around 100 years ago, there was a great war.
I don't think it was that.
Oh,
now,
that's a relief.
Yeah, I don't think it was that. Now, who was it? There's a chap here. They reckon he was like you guys used to wander around the place. He had
Drizzt?
Oh no, it wasn't him. Oh no. No, he has a shop round here. What's his name? Culver. That's it. He's up in Cardinaville. He came over and he's been searching the histories, and it seemed that once he'd found this Culver, he invited him over, put him up for the night, and got all kind. He seemed very happy to meet him. They were chatting long into the night.
I see.
Cardinaville, you say? What was his name again?
Culver
Culver
Ailson.
Son of a brewer.
A dwarf?
No, but he may have a bit of a barbarian heritage in him, I think.
Culver Ailson. Very well. Is he round these parts much?
Yeah, he comes in here. I mean, I think we've got a bigger market than Cardineville, so I think he comes near to get stuff. He's always on the lookout for interesting trinkets.
Ah. How does one summon the man?
Ooh. There's a good chance he might be in tomorrow for the market.
I suggest we loiter.
Yes.
He may know something about the trinket I'm after. It's a good point, actually. That's a point. Where's my crystal? And I'll just look at Imnek.
Wow.
Where is my crystal?
Have you forgotten? I'm not sure your crystal is by itself, shall we say.
Irrelevant. Where is my crystal? Fire will now start to appear in my hands.
Gentlemen, I don't mean to cause a fuss, but could you do that outside?
Very well.
Yes. I was looking for a time when we might, as a group, have a council of war, shall we say?
One more time. Where is my crystal?
Do I know where his crystal is?
Technically, no.
You lifted it.
You know where a crystal is.
Mm-hmm. Come, let's go for a walk by the lakeside, shall we? As a
Not
group.
holding hands.
Yeah, of course not. I sort of look
Lead
pointedly at the other two, and like beckon them to follow.
I shall swipe my mug of ale and a chicken leg and follow the barbarian out of the pub.
Mm-hmm. So,
I think old Cockwind should pay 5 silver pieces for the comfortable meal he's just eaten.
He should.
he has the money.
That seems reasonable.
Very comfortable meal. It's lasted about 6 hours.
I'm
It's probably horrible and cold by this point.
I feel quite sated after this meal.
Surprised when you should wheel you home in a barrow. Right, are we at the lakeside now?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right then, Imnek. Speak.
Yes. So, hang on, 1 second. Yes. So, as you all seem to be so preoccupied with the death of the witch, I made sure to grab any shards that were on her body, and I plate the shard that I have. What does it look like, Steve?
So it looks like it's a similar kind of like obsidian kind of material. It looks like in shape like her tower, almost like as if this is a miniature version of her tower.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing that she had in the palm of her hand, and it's not the same item that Arrakis had.
Hmm.
But it's of a similar size, and the material is very, very similar.
What colour is it? Because there were sort of subtle differences between the colour of my weapon and Arrakis's.
So Arrakis' item had streaks of green, if I remember rightly.
I think mine was green.
Red.
Yours
Mine
was
was
green,
orange.
red. So now this thing has streaks of orange and green going through it.
I thought it would. Are there any other colours?
And the odd blue as well.
Yes. That's what I thought it might have. Well, actually, I thought it might have 4 colours to it. Like speaking out of character.
Yes. Hang on, let me check. Ba, 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 ba.
4.
So your shard,
Yeah.
whatever one she originally found, she talked about finding a second piece, I think, and then there was the one that they dug out outside Bryn Shander just when the giants attacked.
Oh, did they all have different colours?
Well, that's what I've been assuming ever since.
Very subtle. Very subtle.
Ever since Steve said that your thing was green, orange or red, or whatever, and my stuff was green.
Oh, okay.
So it's got 3 colours to it.
3. Oh, it is 3. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought she found 4. I might have been misremembering.
You were told that she'd found another piece in Waterdeep.
Ah, that was it. Yes. Yeah. So
We can't communicate with the others, can we yet?
No, because they can communicate with you, but
yeah,
not
I
the
don't
other way
know what
around.
spell they used to get that.
sending.
They used.
I'm not sure if any of us can access it.
I don't believe I've ever seen it on my list.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think so. I've not taken
So-
Bard, cleric, wizard. So yeah, none of us.
no, that librarian's going to have to pull his weight. We need to find out if they've found it or not.
Oh, maybe next time he wishes to annoy you with a little ditty in the middle of the night.
Indeed.
So, if we do want to get a message to them, could I access the criminal network that I would know about and send messages?
Yes, you probably could. It might cost you a little bit in
So I've
just
got
like a tip in the hat kind of thing.
yeah. So I've got a criminal contact trait, skill, whatever you want to call it. Acts as your liaison to a network for other criminals. You know how to get messages to and from your contact, even over great distances. Do I need to know this person? Do I have to have?
Technically, it's supposed to mean you've got one person that you generally contact.
Right.
But
Well, leave that one with me, and I'll think about how I want to use that.
But you will probably know how, because you're thieves' cant and things like that.
Mm.
You will know. Hang on, he looks a bit shifty. Yeah.
So I could.
say no more, and you'll be able to get in touch with your network, basically.
So I could encourage some urchin in Waterdeep to drop a message into our esteemed colleagues' pocket or
Yes.
something like that.
You can do what Holmes does with the Baker Street Irregulars.
That's the sort of business I'm thinking about.
Along that line, yeah.
Nice.
So I'll remind the group that we can, if we must, there are ways to get messages over distance.
I think we may need to. They
Yes,
won't know what it is.
unless the shard is already on this 4th piece is already on its way up. But
Young Cockwind, I suspect you use your network. We need to find out.
Okay, Steve, we will concoct a message, and I will. It will go along the lines of.
I'll tell you what. Write it in the Facebook Messenger group. It's the
All
easy
right,
way,
okay.
Then you've actually written it and you've sent it to them.
All right. Okay. Well, that's a good idea.
Nice.
and
Right.
perhaps
It will
If your
cost you a
network-
little bit of money to send it to Waterdeep.
Okay.
Copper pieces. Ooh, it's going to cost you about 13 gold pieces to send that.
Okay. Right. So the message is going to read. What should we say? Crystal in Waterdeep. Find
found
it.
in Waterdeep. Yeah.
Has it been found? Yes.
Yeah. Has
Where
it
is it?
left?
Don't touch it.
So crystal in Waterdeep, dangerous. Has it been found? Don't touch.
Hmm.
Cockwind. Right. Okay. Sent. And I will write. I've scrolled that on a little piece of parchment, and I have gone. I've left the group, and I've sought out some street urchin somewhere,
Yeah, you sort out some shady-looking chap
Yeah.
who's in the know, who goes like, "Yeah, no problem, can get that to you."
Okay, and I've thrown 13 gold pieces at him to make sure it happens.
Okey-doke.
I shall rejoin the boys.
Excellent.
It is done.
May I inspect this crystal, Imnek?
Can he? It's like not knowing exactly what it's.
That's up to you.
Bearing in mind, I know a lot more about this than you do.
Well, maybe not currently, but that's the thing. I don't know. I don't have a list of stuff. So I'm going to demur at this point.
Demure?
He'll hold it where you can see it, but he will be keeping hold of
Bang!
it.
I will grab it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yank it away.
Okay. Andy, make a strength check. Imnek, make a dex check.
I'm not trying to steal it from him. I'm just
So
trying to hold it.
Well,
Okay.
it's honestly partly this is just Steve hasn't given me some of the information that I need to make an informed decision. Oh.
Oops, sorry, it's the first one.
Okay, so Andy does. Arrakis does manage to grab it and get a hold of it before you can pull it away.
Mm-hmm.
Does it feel the same as it used to me?
It feels similar. It feels like it is either the same thing or it was part of the same thing. If that makes sense.
Yes.
You get you get the impression that it is either your item and something else has been added to it, or something, or your item has been added to something else. If that makes sense, it feels like the same material. It's got the same kind of weight. I said the shape is slightly different to what it was, and it feels more powerful. Before you could get some kind of rub off it, but now you're getting. Yeah, it seems to have increased in strength of whatever it is.
Because bearing in mind, I had attuned to it and I had identified my bit before, so I know what it's capable
Yes.
of.
So is it actually out of my hand?
At this moment, yes, it's in Arrakis' hand.
I'm just inspecting it.
Mm-hmm.
My eyes glowing. I don't think you want to carry on holding this.
Oh, yes, I do. And I'm not the only one.
What interest do you have in this?
Not merely my interest, my ancestors' interest.
Your ancestors. Your ancestors are nothing compared to the true owner of this.
It's my ancestors who made this.
Can I ask Imnek if his ancestors were connected to Tempest in some way?
No,
No.
we have nothing to do with those false gods.
Your ancestors made this. I highly doubt that.
Yes, they did. I saw it.
You saw it?
Mm.
How old are you,
I've
Imnek?
seen the visions.
Not
On
the
our
same
way
as
back,
I'm getting.
I had the visions of 7 ancient ancestors and that creature that was on the prow of that ship you sank.
Yes. My uncle. Yes.
Yes.
It would appear that your ancestors are no longer who they were. They're liches.
Liches.
They're dead. They serve.
Yes, that is generally what ancestors are.
Well, undead. They're still alive. Well, undead. They serve Ertu.
They serve the tribe, as do we.
They serve Ertu. They are no longer what you think they were. They are undead. They are no longer your ancestors. They have been corrupted and turned.
Nonsense. They are the strength of our tribe, and serve us still.
Your tribe is broken. These are dead. They are twisted. They are corrupt. They serve a demon.
My tribe is very much alive.
Your tribe may be alive, but your ancestors are no longer what they think. Well, no longer what you believe. They are liches. They serve a greater demon.
Matters not. Return the stone to me.
I'll put it in my cloak.
I'll summon the sword. Put it up against his throat.
Very good.
Unwise, my friend.
I shall get in their way, Steve, and I will.
Yep.
I will steal it out of our man Arrakis' robes.
You'll need some serious sleight of hand for that.
Yeah, let's see what.
Sleight of hand versus a perception check from Arrakis.
Oh, go and beat that, Chief.
So Cockwind steps forward like, no. And as he does that, just his hand just slips into Arrakis' cloak and you grab it without Arrakis notice, because Arrakis is really fucking pissed off at this point. It looks like he's going to swat Imnek with a fireball.
Now,
He
friends,
Are they coming to blows already?
they're close. So, friends,
Well,
I will show them that I have it now. Friends, this is not the way we behave. I will hold this. When you need it, you can have it.
We don't need it. It should be destroyed.
No, this is how we destroy the giants.
The time. We don't know enough yet. Until we do, I shall carry it on behalf of both of you.
That item carries Ertu's power.
And R2 can have it, you can have it, Imnek can have it, his ancestors can have it, but not.
Does Cockwind know what
yet.
Ertu is?
I know what you've told me.
What have I
That's
told
about-
you?
You've told me, isn't R2 your uncle?
He is.
The demon, the Baelor.
He is a Baelor.
Yes.
He's a very powerful Baelor.
Yeah, and you guys have just been ranting about it.
Yeah, he's one of the most famous Balors in D&D.
Well, I've never heard of him.
Well, that's because you're not that familiar with D&D, I suppose. But he's
So-
an extremely ancient.
Well, Forgotten Realms.
Yeah, he is an extremely ancient demon.
So from my point of view, from my point of view, ignorance is somewhat bliss. I see. Cockwind is kind of ambivalent about who Baelors are. They're two big things for him. Demons it's a different part of the world. So he nods at you and go, yes, I'm sure they are very evil, but I've seen plenty of evil in my time.
Not like this.
I travel with you, my friend. I will see evil daily.
Ha! Not like me. Why do you think I fled the abyss?
Well, some things you told me you would never tell me. I accepted that.
It seems there was a time for everything. Our barbarian friend here needs to accept his ancestors are not what they were. They serve Ertu. Creating that crystal will bring him back.
May that be Arrakis. But if his ancestors serve Ertu, then who do you serve? If you carry
Absolutely not
this.
him. I carry it to protect you. I don't want it formed. You form that crystal, You will kill us all.
No, we form the crystal, and the giants will not destroy the world.
Some decisions are not for the halflings of this world. I will merely carry this on your behalves.
So be it.
Not acceptable.
Come, if Arrakis can accept this deal, Imnek, you a man of more reason should be able to accept it.
You will accept it, Imnek.
No, so I'm working on partial information here, guys. This is a struggle for me.
That's kind of the point, though.
Well, no, it's like I should know more, but I don't.
Even after researching it, you do not know all there is to know about it. You feel as if you've been given a hint of what it can do.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that it has power, but you know that it hasn't unlocked its full potential yet, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. But I know it has uses I can use it for.
Yes.
It's just like the fucking ring, it really is.
It does. You shall have my axe.
Seriously. At this point, you are
Fucking Frodo right now. I'm not happy about
You
it.
are a halfling.
Fucking bit of it.
true. You're Frodo. Derek, I swear to God, you are Sean Bean.
There are worse people to be.
He does die. Goes a bit mad. Well, fine. I lose my patience. And Arrakis will just storm off at this point. So be it. If you don't want to listen to reason from someone who knows a lot more about this than you, then so be it. Foolish tribesman.
If you won't stop to hear all from me.
Come, friends. I am merely carrying it. When you require it, either of you, you shall have it. It is worth naught to me.
We require it now, for there is a shard of black ice somewhere below this town.
Then come, friend, let's find it. Let's do what must be done.
You will not find it if I do not have it to locate it.
Okay. Can I tell if Imnek's telling the truth?
Sorry. You can make an insight check, Sid.
Okay, I will try that.
What did you say, Andy?
Has Derek, have you identified this, Derek?
Yeah, I'm attuned to it.
Oh, okay.
So this is what I'm saying is that I'm kind of like I'm working on very partial information.
Sid, you can't tell if
Arrakis
he's
knows
lying
more
or
than
not.
you do. Let's just put it that way. He's already attuned to it. He knows what it does.
No,
as well.
you've attuned to one piece of it, and I've already used it for stuff that I'm pretty sure you didn't have. I don't know. It's as I say, like I don't know. Well, I'm not sort of trying to deceive Sid or anything. So
No, so I think what I'll do is I'll look at Arrakis almost ashamedly, and I will be persuaded by Imnek to hand him the shard. Arrakis, this feels right. This feels like the right thing to do.
Do not form this shard.
if it is any consolation, my friend, and by Imnek, sort of he doesn't have the sword at Arrakis' throat at this point. He has it there still. We cannot truly reform this shard without my tribe's help. But if we do, we can avert the end of the world that these giants are bringing. The reason I am out here.
And bring on another. If you wish to summon a demon.
I have no interest in demons.
He has an interest in me and you. And believe me, I'd rather face a giant than a Barlaw.
I have a solution that may satisfy us all. Imnek, I should.
Drunk.
Well, there will be some drinking to be done. Imnek, I shall hand you this shard, this crystal. However, on the condition that when we find the next piece that you say is in this town, that Arrakis carries that piece separate to the crystal. Until such time as we understand why we need these pieces.
Imnek has a think for that a moment, communes with his patron. How does his patron feel about that suggestion?
Is your patron?
My ancestors.
That explains a lot. Your ancestors are liches. They wanted form.
So
Thieving.
you know from having talked to him before. Obviously, I'm playing this one based on what Imnek knows, and obviously, I know a lot more than Imnek knows about this stuff. But and I suspect a lot more still. You know that because he's talked about this before, that his family his tribe is based around it's an ancestral weapon they discovered, and it is through that they wield their power. So when he's sort of talking about his tribe, he's talking about this sentient weapon as well. Imnek sort of thinks about it and then nods to Cockwind. This is a acceptable suggestion.
Arrakis, do you agree?
It would seem I have little choice.
Very well then. It is done. And I will toss the crystal towards Imnek.
I'll put it away. And then dismiss the sword.
You will bring a demon upon us.
Mayhaps. But now, gentlemen, let's drink.
If this demon is the cause of the end of the world, then perhaps we will stop that too.
Not. Rather you than me. We are no match for a demon.
At the very least, it sounds like he is more interested in you than me. So
He was when I had his shard.
Oh.
How are
you are so keen to keep hold of them. Perhaps I do you a favour.
Well, if he does appear, don't expect any help from me.
Very well.
We move.
Okay, so
yeah.
Go on, sorry.
That was fucking tense, boys.
Yeah.
It's called role playing, baby.
I was hesitant to even sort of pick it up or anything because I don't know. I have incomplete information that I should have at this point.
You don't have full complete information because it seems to be telling you minor things as you go through, if that makes sense.
Well, it's sort of also what threw me for a loop is that if I can sense the other shards, then sort of having to make a decision. Well, it allows me to do something. What else might it do or not? So it's a tricky situation for me, especially as I have more information than I think Imnek would know to react on. So I've got to make that choices and decisions as well. It's because I know exactly that those are liches, but I'm interpreting what Imnek would see. Because he wouldn't know anything of liches necessarily. So he would just assume they are his ancestors.
I see. Huh. We need to convince him then.
Yeah, this is the thing. He doesn't.
Yeah, okay.
He doesn't have any formal magical education.
Yes, this is why Arrakis is very keen to stop him doing what he's doing. He knows the power of a greater demon, and he knows the power of 7 liches. And none of them we wish to face.
Well, we're facing an apocalypse by giants as well, so
That's not an apocalypse. Honestly, a single greater demon would make mincemeat of about 10 giants.
Yes, but there are probably many thousands of giants.
Coupled with 7 liches, I'd rather be on the side of the demon myself. Anyway, it would seem we have Pelidor to find.
Yes, but
And this crystal shard.
let's see if we can find this crystal and satisfy your concerns this night. Steve, am I able to locate where the crystal shard might be more precisely now that I know that there is one underneath?
Right, so what it does is it's the equivalent of a locate object spell.
Yeah.
So let me just find the exact wording.
To page 264, 256.
Oh god. Oh, my God.
Bloody hell.
I looked it up when you when you mentioned locate object.
Okay. So you can sense like the direction and sense the direction of the object's location as long as within 1,000 feet of you. So now you know you're looking for it. You can feel that what it's looking for is kind of below ground, but that's really about all you're getting. So you've got an approximate location, but there's no indication of anything kind of being there. If that makes sense. Be that way around.
Yeah. Perhaps we will need to wait for this.
It seems you're not far from the town hall, so a little bit south of the town hall, and you can just feel it. It's kind of it is below you somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's a tunnel beneath the town hall.
That was my thought. Perhaps we should wait till tomorrow then and to talk to this Culver and see what.
No, we will sort.
Town hall.
We will do this
Cover of
tonight.
darkness. I agree.
We will do this tonight.
I am afraid I cannot locate it precisely enough to start digging.
No,
Well, maybe
but
there are tunnels.
there may be catacombs or tunnels within the town hall. Come,
Perhaps.
I shall open the door for us.
Very well.
An absolute fucking disaster, by the way.
Yeah. No, I know you've been practicing your skills.
So I will.
Last time we tried to unlock a door, we made more noise than cocking a shotgun in front of a tumble dryer full of saucepans.
Well, just wait for this one. So right, so I will mosey up to the door of the town hall, and just in case, I will check that it is actually locked before I try and pick it.
Yeah, it is locked. The town
It is
hall
locked.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I will try and pick the lock using my tools. I shall do one of those.
So you're around about here. Where's my finger? You're here, yeah. Yeah, not a problem. Click. There
Okay.
you go.
Come, friends. We're in.
Desist with this saccharine attitude, my friend.
Were you talking to me?
Yes, you.
Well, I'm
Arrakis is not in the best mood right now.
I'm just stood smugly with the door wide open, bowing to you, ignoring your grumpiness.
Someone's getting a fireball to the face, and at this point, I don't think Arrakis gives a shit who it is. Right.
Okay,
Hey.
let's try and sneak in.
Okay, so you all pile in to the town hall. It's mostly an open building, which would be like a meeting room, and then you've got some rooms kind of off to the side and what have you. And it's all dark, and there's no bugger here at this point.
Can we do investigation to see if there's any trapdoors or anything like that?
Fellas.
It doesn't take you long to find some steps leading down to a cellar underneath the main building. So when you head down there, it's obviously some kind of storage room. There's some barrels, some old furniture, that kind of thing. All kinds of odds and sods, really. Plenty of salted trout as well, which just seems to be absolutely fucking everywhere in this town.
We found the source of the smell, I fear.
To be fair, by now you are absolutely sick of the taste and smell of knucklehead trout.
Imnek will use prestidigitation to create some more pleasant scents. Of course, his idea of a pleasant scent is probably,
A
crisp
sweet
winter wind over the steppe in.
I shall be. I'm investigating the barrels and seeing if there's anything worth drinking in them.
No, as I said, it mostly seems to be preserved, some odd preserved stuff and some other odds and sods, but
Can we
nothing
focus on the task at hand, please?
Nothing, unfortunately, that's particularly drinkable.
Why is the rum always gone?
I'll shove him away from the barrels. Look for a bloody door, you idiot.
Yeah, I will sort of scoff at him and then do what he asks.
So you don't find any doors, but you can see, looking at the stonework and the masonry, it looks like there may have been a doorway at some point, and it's kind of been re-bricked in.
So I will knock out my crowbar, and I'm going to go at it.
Have at it. Failing that, I can just use Thunderwave.
Perhaps not.
I
300 feet. No, we're here.
A little bit over the top there, chap.
It'll work.
That's your solution to everything, isn't it?
It's effective. It's not subtle, but it's effective.
True.
Wouldn't you also risk destroying anything behind that wall as well, though?
Yeah.
Arrakis, allow me to work. You may just destroy what's behind here with your approach.
Very well, young one.
Here, have some brandy, and I'll throw him a hip flask. Right, so I'm just going to carry on knocking bricks out, Steve, with a crowbar, hammer, whatever I can, with my box of tricks.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Okay, so you start chipping away at the bricks, and you do find that the thing like kind of chips away, and you can start to see kind of a tunnel leading further down.
Arrakis, you want to see this?
Excellent. We have found something, I see.
Imnek will summon his dancing lights and send them to illuminate down the tunnel.
Don't like half us have dark vision.
I don't.
It still helps Cockwind, and it still helps us because it won't be black and white like dim light. It will be, to us, it will be full vision.
So yeah, you chip away these blocks, and eventually you can see it does. It seems like this was bricked over a long time ago. This stonework's been here a very long time.
Maybe 100 years or so.
It's hard to tell. None of you are dwarves, so none of you have this innate ability to talk to rocks, basically. Yeah, and none of you are Sverfneblin either. I just love that bit. Yeah,
Sverfneblins.
I love the word
Grey dwarves.
Sverfneblin. Yes.
Grey dwarves, yes. Sverfneblins.
They're gnomes, the rock gnomes. Who can actually talk to rocks. So yeah, you chip away, and you get this like puff of dust. It's like smells like this place is never seen oxygen for donkey's years, and you can see another kind of staircase leading down. And Imnek, you get a distinction that you're heading in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. Your instincts are good, Cockwind, I think.
Yeah, very dangerous. You go first.
Let's start heading down.
Arrakis basically just bundle him out of the road and start heading down these steps.
Okay, so you head down the steps, and that all opens out into another kind of large room that's almost circular in size.
Like circular rooms.
there is a kind of. It looks like it was some kind of room at some point because there are flagstones on the floor. And it's not clear from the torch, the light that you brought in you, but the walls do appear to glisten. It could just be a bit of moisture coming from the lake. But what dominates the room, kind of right directly in front of you, is this like set into the wall with steps with a couple of just steps leading up to it. Is this 10-foot diameter kind of stone disc set into the surrounding stone, which appears to have like an effigy of a person kind of like sprawled out in like a starfish shape. But it's a bit of a kind of like a Harrison Ford, a Han Solo in carbonite kind of thing. It looks like he's kind of like dived into it and kind of go and stuck there.
Interesting.
Oh shit!
No obvious sign of black ice anywhere.
Looking around the room, you can see that the walls have a kind of a crystalline feel to them. And thinking about it a bit more, it looks like these were the foundations of something else.
Mm-hmm.
Make an investigation check if you're looking for that kind of thing.
Okay. This will not go well, I suspect.
Is that everybody or just Imnek?
Just Imnek at the moment because he's asked the question.
Mm.
Oh, that's surprisingly good for me.
Surprisingly good. Looking at the room and looking around it, the entire room, you think, is about the same size that Hedron's tower was. So the floors are about the same kind of size.
Is this the old tower?
Yes, I suspect so. The Crystal Shatirith or whatever the husk called it.
Crushal Tirith.
Crystal Tirith.
Not minus Tirith.
No.
That's when you knock it down.
Although it is minus 2. Yeah, can any of you speak Elven?
Yes.
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 Given that we have an elf in the party, I like to think so.
True.
And half elf, yes.
Yes. So Crushal Tirith is Elven for Crystal Tower.
Bit on the nose.
A bit on the nose, but don't want to confuse these elves.
Yeah.
Come on, Sylfina, pull your weight. What does this all mean? Do you recognise this? Point at this thing on the wall.
I've got no reason to think it would.
Does anyone investigating the thing on the wall want to make a religion check?
Yes.
Yep. This will also probably not go well.
Might as well.
Oh, Prinny, there you go.
Yeah.
See? You do know something about it.
So, Sylfina, you do recognise this. You recognise you don't recognise the thing that's in the kind of the shape that's in the stone, but you recognise some of the markings around it, and this does look like kind of a primitive scribing of prayers to Tempus.
Right.
So whilst these magical folks are doing all this weird shit,
Yeah.
can I be going to the wall and sort of having a bit more of a look at it? Because it was glistening, like it was like wet.
Because it's glistening because it appears to have been kind of remnants of that crystal foundations, as it were.
Oh, right, okay.
As you get closer and get into the light, at first it just looked like it was just water leaking down, but as you get closer, you can see that this was like a clear crystal.
So, is there anything else around the perimeter of can I walk the perimeter while they're investigating that DS thing or whatever the hell it is in front of them?
Yes. Do you want to make an investigation check as well? Right. What did you said, Andy? Did you say something?
Yeah, is this big circle thing hollow? Can we sort of smack it and if there's an echo on the other side?
You smack it. There's a little bit of an echo, but this feels thick. This feels like about 2 feet thick kind of thing. While you're kind of searching around, Sid, you do find a kind of a loose piece that looks similar to the shards that these two have been arguing over about.
Oh.
Oi, you lot! Quit with your belly aching. Come and see this.
What have you found?
Found what you've been moaning about all bloody night.
I doubt
And
that.
I'll throw the piece at him. So nonchalantly.
Thump. Hmm.
Now.
Is this it, Imnek?
Does this appear to be it? I'll sort of inspect it more closely. What do I see?
Okay, so this is similar to all the pieces of this kind of thing you've seen before. So it feels like it's a piece of glass or crystal. It's slightly clearer than some of the other kind of black ice elements you've seen.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, actually, no. This is completely translucent at the moment. There's no color to it at all. It's absolutely clear.
Okay.
I had a vision of a clear crystal.
Yes, I'm inclined to think that this is, yes, one of the shards.
Good. Will you
Do I
two
get
stop
anything from it?
arguing now?
So what did you say, Andy?
Does Arrakis get anything from it? Is he particularly sensitive to this shit?
You're getting a feeling from it. Yes, this is probably there's some power kicking out of this thing, but it's not as strong as some of the other things you've picked up so far.
This isn't quite as far down as I expected.
You have come down. You are basically in a basement below a basement at this point.
Oh, okay.
So what it looks like is it looks like the basement was built on the foundations of this building, and then the town hall was built on the foundations of that. It's basically people have kind of repurposed the building and built on top of it.
What's this disc made of? Is that stone or is
That's
it
a stone? Yeah,
this stone.
that's stone.
Can we have
So
a look around the edge of it?
The wall in which this thing is encased, so the crystal doesn't, it kind of encroaches like almost like tendrils of ice or whatever, but that section is just bare stone. And it's been carved, and I said there's this kind of thing in it, in this disc embedded in the stone as well.
So as I carry around the edge of the room, Steve, can I carry on investigating as I come around to this stone circle thing?
Yeah, you can. Try and make another
There must be a way
investigation roll.
through here. Oh, hello.
Wow.
Fucking hell. Great. Nice.
You don't actually find anything else of interest around the rest of the room.
Okay.
I wonder if there's a way through here.
Imnek's going to summon his weapon and just sort of start testing the stone, seeing if there's any reaction to it. He doesn't want to touch it just yet. How lifelike is the statue
Almost,
in the middle?
it's very lifelike. This statue. It looks like someone is kind of mid-air, leapt through something, and then is in pain.
Is there any reaction between his weapon and the stone?
No.
Arrakis will make his way to the middle of the room and fire off a couple of firebolts towards the stone to see if there's a reaction to that.
Hey, careful! Don't set my hat on fire.
Oh no, this is like way above you, you short stuff.
No, you don't get any. It doesn't have any kind of effect.
What about towards the walls?
Again, no kind of no response from them.
Can I pull an arrow from my quiver and poke it?
You can.
I'd like to do that. I will pull an arrow from my quiver and I will poke the human form or the form of whatever it is in the stone.
Nothing happens.
How does it feel? Does it feel hard or soft or?
It's rock hard. Yeah, it feels like solid rock.
Okay. Can I poke it with? What am I going to poke it with? Fuck it! I'm going to touch it.
It feels cold to the touch, but you can feel a slight vibration as if it's got some kind of power to it.
Does it feel like anything I felt before, or do I recognize
No.
anything about it?
I'll
No,
grab the
it doesn't.
crystal I just picked up and push it against the rock.
You feel that could do something, but it's not doing it now, if that makes sense.
Imnek.
Can I, yes, try the other crystal with it?
You bring the crystal closer and you feel it kind of almost pulling, and you can feel like the massive disc just slightly as you approach it with the stone.
What? Sorry, slightly.
The whole disc, the whole thing, this thing in, just rotates a nudge, and there's like a grinding of stone as you do this.
Can I concentrate?
Arrakis, Imnek, work together, make it happen.
Am I able to concentrate and try and push power through the shard to affect the stone more?
Make a charisma check.
That could be funny.
My charisma's okay.
You just don't seem to have the will over the stone that's required to kind of force it to do kind of your bidding.
I'll just wander over. Step aside, Junior.
God, I'm hoping you roll a 1 now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be hilarious.
I'm going to regret this.
Be my guest.
I'll hold the mage crystal up against the rock and push against it.
Okay, make a charisma check.
Next to it.
Okay,
Charisma.
yeah.
I'll do it.
Nice.
You start to feel it kind of turn slightly and start to move. And you feel that this disc is almost like a doorway, like a plugging a hole. And it just starts to turn.
Imnek will just put his hand up and just stop stop Arrakis in that, and said, I don't think it is a good idea to do this yet. I have a bad feeling.
You have a bad feeling.
Yes.
5 minutes ago, well, half an hour ago, you didn't want to heed my warning, and now you have a bad feeling.
I think the time is not now.
The time is now, and Arrakis will just carry on doing this.
I'm backing away at this point, Steve, because I'm
Same.
out of my depth. These magic chuckers, man.
I'm not getting involved in weird crystal shit.
Yeah.
We're here.
I'll knock the crystal out of his hand.
Okay. Make a strength check, a post strength check, so both do a strength test.
Strength or athletics?
Strength, because you're just trying to knock it out of his hand.
Save.
Fucking hell, Lewis.
Well, he was caught by surprise.
Concentrating, mate. That's what you were doing.
This is not the time to feel weak.
And yet you claim to be the one who knows what they're doing.
I
just
do.
give me a second, guys.
So Imnek, you need to do a strength check as well. Sorry.
Yeah, but I've asked the question.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah. So
Surprise.
Imnek bats it out of your hand and it clatters across the room.
That was not wise.
and
I'm gonna pick it up.
the disc stops moving.
Yes. Moving it is not wise. I had a sudden sense when I tried that this was not the thing to do.
Oh, now you're getting the jitters. You wouldn't
No.
listen to my warning. Do you even know what a lich is, barbarian?
I'm trying to think of a funny rejoinder. No.
Then allow me to educate you. Think of a wizard. An old wizard, a powerful wizard, dead for 1,000 years and yet still walking. It's gained power for that time. There are 7 of them. You call them your ancestors. They are not your ancestors anymore. And they work for Ertub.
How do you know they work for Ertu?
Because I can see them.
I see them too. I do not see them working for him. I see them working alongside this creature you speak of.
Yes.
He is but 1/8 of the work they do.
You don't understand. Pitiful being. Step aside, or I will force you.
You can try.
And I will succeed. I will thunder wave him at this point.
I will
Okay.
counterspell.
You will what?
I will counterspell.
I have far more power than you can possibly imagine, barbarian.
If you don't knock it off, I'm going to tidal wave this fucking room.
Yeah, well, if he's going to go for it, 2 swings at Arrakis.
Do we need to roll for initiative, surely?
Yes, you'd both have to roll for initiative. Yes, hang on a second before you do. I'll try it to clear.
By the way, I'm not a fan of this, Steve.
What's that?
The party PvP. But this doesn't seem to be a way to avoid it.
I am allowing you to play to your own devices at this point.
You have given Arrakis motivation. Don't get in his
Oh.
way.
Imnek would have to
Can we
respond
fuck
in
off
this
back
way.
down to the pub?
Yeah, what are Cockwind and Sylfina doing at this point?
I'm going to watch for now.
Okay.
I'm going to go keep watching, make sure nobody fucking sneaks up on us, I guess.
Yeah. I will be readying a bolt in the crossbow, though.
Okay. Imnek, you have the initiative then.
So,
Well, already.
step up. As my bonus action, I will summon my Hexblade's Curse on him, and then I will take 2 swings.
Okay.
I'll shield that.
And
And I'll shield. Well, my shield's still
Yeah.
effective and it won't hit.
okay, that's me done.
Arrakis.
Well, I will fly.
Aren't you in the basement?
Still quite a tall room, though.
It's about 15-foot ceilings.
Oh, is that all? I thought it was much bigger
Yeah.
than that. Oh,
No.
Oh, well, in that case.
No, the disc's about 15 foot. Sorry, so it'll be about 20 to 25 feet. Sorry.
That'll do. I'll fly and just sort of sit on the ceiling out of reach.
Counterspell.
How many of those have you got?
Well, I've cast 2 so far.
Do you have to roll a dice for counterspell?
Not if it's the same level, which it will be.
3rd level or lower.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
What's everyone else doing? Are you just still watching?
Still just keeping an eye out.
Okay.
Do Your initiative.
Okay. 2 strikes again. He's getting angry now. Stupid tiefling getting in the way.
Idiotic barbarian. I'll shield that.
Mm-hmm. That's me done.
Then I will fly again. So
Okay.
now I'm on the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Still nothing from the rest of the guys?
Nothing from me. Oh,
Yeah.
I take it they've not hurt each other yet.
No,
No.
they seem
Early
to be
slap
just
fight at the
like
moment.
at the moment, yeah, it's like all of this.
Yeah.
They're pulling out the big guns, but they're both also pulling up their defensive spells as well. So basically, Imnek swung a couple of times with his weird shadowy sword thing, and it's bounced. And both times Arrakis has cast a shield to do it. Arrakis has cast a spell which has been dispelled. He's now cast a spell which has jumped up to the ceiling.
I get an opportunity attack though, don't I? Still.
Yes, because you move out your way. Yes,
Yeah.
but
His shield's still up.
yeah,
Yes.
Where's the bit of crystal
No,
at this
misses.
point?
it's on the floor in the corner.
So can I go and pick it up?
Yeah.
No, I meant to grab it. out of his hand.
No, you knocked it out of his hand, and it got knocked across to the other side.
And
of the
then I
room.
corrected myself and I said I grabbed it. I believe.
It was on the floor. You can't do both.
No, that's not what I said. I went to pick it up immediately afterwards. Like then.
Yeah, but then the fight started between you, so you haven't had a chance to pick it up yet.
I don't think it started that quickly.
Um,
So I said immediately afterwards.
So I didn't
I did
catch that. Yeah, I didn't catch that though. So I said you knocked it out of his hand to the other side of the room.
Yeah.
And then
And
you
then
both started having fisticuffs.
Well, no, because then I said immediately afterwards, and then I go to pick it up.
Yeah, I didn't catch that though. What would you?
I don't remember you saying it either.
No, I don't
I
remember.
did.
Yeah, but it was that point that Arrakis started casting his spells to attack you.
No, because we were talking for a bit. That's what I'm saying. It's like the fight didn't start straight away.
Up to you two guys then, but I didn't hear it. So as far as I'm concerned,
Neither
the
did
crystals
I,
on
to
the
be
other
honest.
side.
People were
of the room.
talking over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, the Arrakis would have gone for it as well, and I didn't hear you say you were going for it, and I just basically no. I'm not going to let you have it. So we'd have got into a fight.
So this is what I'm trying to say. I'm finding this very frustrating.
Whose action is it at the moment?
It's a
Sorry, Cockwind. What were you doing?
Where is it? What's going on?
So-
Where is the stone then? Have you
as I
decided?
said, my understanding is that because they kicked off, neither of them had a chance to go grab it before it kicked off proper. So it's on the other side of the room at the moment to where they are.
Okay, so I'm going to go and pick it up
Okay.
if that's the case.
Yeah.
And I'm going to shout at them to stop. What are you two doing?
I was
Ask
trying
him.
to open the door.
We've been through so much together, and you are now throwing the biggest, hardest spells you possibly can at each other.
I was trying to open a door. This idiot decided to try and stop me from a crisis of conscience or something.
A door to where? A door to where?
Because I got a warning not to.
Yes, we get warnings to do things all the time. We can ignore them safely. Why are we here if we're not opening this door? It clearly opens. Let's find out what's behind it.
Not yet.
Why? What do you know?
Because
You're
I
not
got a
telling us.
warning.
A
Like
warning
I said,
from what?
against opening it at this time.
From what?
From my ancestors.
You mean the liches I've warned you against?
Whatever you call them.
They are liches. They are evil. They don't want to discover them. Surely you can understand that.
They have safeguarded my tribe for generations.
They are undead. They are evil and they are undead. Surely your barbarian brain can comprehend that.
Our ancestors help us in many ways.
Your ancestors aren't helping you. They are working with Ertu.
I know nothing of this thing you speak of.
Well, I do. For the love of God.
I think you know. I believe you think you know more than you do.
Having come from the abyss, I can assure you I know a lot more about demons than you do, young barbarian.
I don't see why you're a devilkin.
No, the demonkin.
Arrakis, finish this, and I'll throw him the crystal shard.
Me?
Ooh.
Nice one. I shall grab it and just float over to the door and open it.
Okay. So, with one final push of will, you open the door and this thing kind of rotates and moves and then kind of disintegrates into kind of dust.
Hmm.
And then you all kind of feel this kind of as everyone in the room is drawn through this gate.
Oh.
I told you.
You find yourself in this kind of realm, this kind of area of darkness. There's no shrubbery around you. We're kind of like, it seems like a landscape, but it seems like the landscape is, you can see it go off in the distance, but there's also like a cavern above you, but you can kind of see lights as if this kind of cavern goes on forever. Then you hear this kind of dark kind of chuckle from behind you, and you realize you're in some kind of what best described as like an audience chamber or throne room. And
Is this a chuckle I recognize?
This is, you hear a chuckle that you definitely recognize. Sitting on like a throne of mushrooms. It's like this like kind of fungus throne. Yeah, Ertu for some reason lives on it. His layer of the abyss is like strewn with fungus and what have you. And he sits on this kind of massive throne. It's this huge thing. It's got like the legs of like a goat, these huge bat-like wings, this heavily muscled torso that ends in claws, one of which is holding the biggest sword you've seen in your life, and the other one is kind of gently flicking this fiery whip. And it ends this face, which is like a cross between an ape and a canine. But even in this face, you can see this grin and goes, Arrakis, welcome home.
Oh, hello, Uncle. It's been a while.
I'm just going to fucking look at Arrakis going, what the fuck have you done? Trusted you.
You share the blame here, Cockwind.
Gentlemen, welcome to the Abyss.
It's good to be home. Well, it was going to happen eventually. Just be thankful we didn't form the shard.
I see.
Cockwind, that is a Barlaw.
Oh. Hello, Uncle.
You also notice that you are completely surrounded by Ertu's court. Various demons of different sizes, all kind of shapes and things from your nightmares are completely surrounding you.
So Cockwind will just turn around slowly, doffing his cap at everybody.
Arrakis will look a little kind of happy and yet a little uncomfortable.
Imnek's just sort of like leaning on his sword now, just looking sideways at Arrakis.
I don't know what your problem is.
I'm going to turn to the Balor and say, well, will there be jelly?
Only the jelly of your eyes as I crush them and suck on their juice.
Oh, Arrakis said there would be jelly.
Arrakis says a great many things.
Arrakis is a fool.
Come now, Finny.
So, what are you doing here? You
Quite the
blabber-mouthing
accident,
fool.
actually. Oh, come now. Don't tell me you didn't know this was going to happen.
You certainly didn't know.
Oh, of course I did. I'm not a fool.
Yes, you are.
No.
Then you hear this, and Bertie just laughs. Everyone knows you're a fool, Arrakis.
I've heard your voice. I know this was going to happen.
No, you
You're
didn't.
so predictable. You're so predictable, but
I'm so predictable.
yes, you. The voice in the back of my head and a large portal. Of course, I'm going to open it. It's obvious, and it's obvious you were behind it.
Well, I thank you for that, Imnek, because you've now given me a route to the mortal plane.
I have done so no such thing.
Unfortunately, you did.
No, because I tried to stop you.
I think he means the shard you've got, mate.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe you have my trinket on you.
Not yours.
What makes you think it's yours, Arrakis?
I've had it for longer than you have. Surely that's 9/10 of the law.
You really are a moron, aren't you, Arrakis?
I'm not the one that lost it in the first place, Finny.
Lost it! I let you take it, you pillock.
Of course you did, yes.
Because you went and found the other pieces.
Actually, I didn't. The witch did.
You, the witch. You all did.
And I'm sure by now the rest of our number are finding the fourth piece.
Indeed.
You see, you're so predictable. I know what you're up to. The question is, which side are you on? The Giants or ours?
Depends. What is exactly you want, Arrakis? I've never been able to work this out.
You see, you're so you claim to be so bright, and yet you can't work out a little mortal like me. Demons. Pathetic. And for all your power, you cannot make it to the mortal world without my help. Who is the true moron here? Two. If that's the name you're going by these days.
I don't understand why you keep blathering on.
Why don't you elaborate then? What are you up to? Forming another crystal shard? Finding another witch? Starting another war? What are you up to?
Is there anyone else here in this party who can actually engage in an intelligent conversation? You, half-drow.
Yes.
Halfling? Any of you?
Well,
What
if
do you wish to speak of?
Why don't you hand over the shard? And I might let you be on your way.
I do not have it. My tiefling here thought it was better with him, as did the halfling.
What's happened to the translucent piece, Steve? Did we leave that behind?
No, Arrakis.
Arrakis.
No, Arrakis
Arrakis.
has got that.
Oh, okay.
Is the portal still open behind us, or is it basically sealed now?
Yes, the portal is open behind you, and you can see various demon minions are starting to go through the portal.
Ooh!
Oh, we've monumentally fucked up here, boys.
Nah,
I was,
that's right.
I was keeping a lookout, mate.
I tried to stop it.
You didn't try very hard.
Here's the option. You can either give me the shard, and I'll let you live, or I kill you. Your souls get transported to the River Styx, where you will have an eternity of damnation, and I still get the shard.
Ooh, the River Styx. I remember that. Horrible,
Okay.
horrible place.
Option 3, Steve,
Yeah.
Cheese it.
is I stealth a sleight of hand the both shards off Arrakis and stealth the fuck out of here.
You do realise that Arrakis is 30 foot off the ground at this point. He's
Are
still
you?
flying. Yeah, I'm flying.
Oh shit, okay, that might not
Floating
work
through
then.
the portal.
That might not work. That might not quite work. When he gets on the ground, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
How long does fly last? It might have worn off.
It's about an hour or so, I think.
That's 10 minutes.
Is it 10 minutes?
In that case, yeah, it's fine.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
floating.
It will
Well, in
wear
which
off
case-
soon, though.
When it wears off, I'm doing that.
Okay.
The Barlord's going to wait that long.
Keep them talking. Somebody keep the fucking
cheesing it back through that portal and just floating through with 60 foot of movement. He's fucking right out of there.
Is that what you're doing, is it, Lewis?
Yes, it is. I have no reason. I have no intention to hang around R2 any longer. I've escaped him once. I have no intention of being captured.
What's your armor class?
15.
15. Right. As you try and cheese it out of there, he just cracks forward with his fiery whip. Ooh. Hits armor class 16.
Which I can shield and still carry on.
Okay.
Nice try, Uncle.
Okay, so Arrakis has cheesed it out of there back into the basement.
Fine. We'll just go after. Imnek will just go up, chase after him.
I'm gonna stealth out of here.
I suggest you leave.
Yeah,
Are you doing the same thing, Stormshit, now? Oh.
I'm following after
Sorry.
him, I guess.
Okay, so you all cheese it back out of the gate, out of the abyss. I can't believe I rolled a 2 on that. That's ridiculous.
Nice try, Uncle.
Okay, so right, you cheese it out. You make an absolute run for it and get through and jump through the portal. You make it out. You just go through this kind of it's like swirly portal, swirliness, timey wimey.
Yeah.
You pop out and you're back in the kind of the basement underneath the town hall. But there's no sign of any demons or anything here. But you can hear there's just this laugh of Ertu as you cheese it out of there.
Shut the fucking door, Arrakis.
I'm not sure I can.
He can't. There is no door there now. It's just an empty
It's
hole
dissolved,
gateway
doesn't
to the
it?
abyss.
Yes. We need to leave. We need to leave now. Imnek. I'll just grab the single crystal I've got and just toss it to him.
Just grab it.
Oh, now you two choose to behave.
Well, one learns best from one's mistakes.
Right.
Cockwind, I suggest you give him that crystal. We need to combine them.
I haven't got it. I haven't got anything.
I thought you picked it up.
No, you've got it.
You had
I've got
it.
them both.
That's what this is all about.
I didn't pick up the main one. It was left on the floor. I thought
No,
you.
No, I threw the main one at you.
You threw the main one
Crying
at
out
you.
loud.
That's what you used to open the door.
Oh, sorry. Yes, you're right. Sorry. Right, in that case, I won't throw it. Sorry. In that case, I won't throw it to him, Nick. Can I put them together?
Yes, and with this kind of blinding light and this bash of force which knocks you all to the floor, you merge the two into one.
You have summoned Ertu. Oh fuck.
Nah, it's really there. It's fine. Jesus. Right.
So we're picking ourselves up off the floor now as well.
Run.
I think it would be safer if that shard is with me. And I look at the other two. Do you not agree?
I am staying the fuck out of this, mate.
Arrakis, give him the fucking shard.
You deal.
To be honest, I'm not sure if I want it anymore. I'll just throw it at him.
Yeah. I'll grab it and secure it away. Am I still attuned to it, even though it's technically changed?
It will take a further attunement.
Sure.
Because it has changed what it does now.
Yeah. No, we just go. Is there anything trying to follow us out the portal?
Not that you can see, no.
I suggest
Okay.
we make good on our escape.
Yeah, let's just go.
Float out with it.
Is there any benefit in me trying to hide and see what comes out, if anything comes out?
Will you get out of here? You don't want to face a devil.
I don't intend to. I just want to know what comes out of the fucking hellhole you've opened.
We opened, to be fair.
I trusted you. I trusted you, Arrakis.
To be fair, Imnek started opening the door.
And then I stopped once I realised.
Wuss.
Once I got a message.
Well, you could have conveyed it to the rest of us.
I did.
He
I
did.
believe you did attempt to.
Well, try harder.
Run,
I
you
did.
fools! Run!
And then the half, as we're doing this, it's like I'm running anyway.
Just run. There's an argument.
But the halfling also chose to ignore the warning.
The halfling chose his friend.
You chose well. At least you know what you're up against now, and you have learned what a Barlaw looks like. You did say you didn't know. Now you've learned. Do you want to face a Barlaw, Cockwind?
No, what Cockwind has learned is he shouldn't have had 2 roast chicken dinners and 18 pints. That is what Cockwind has learned this night.
Oh dear.
Don't face a Barlaw. Are we all agreed we don't want to face a Barlaw?
Are we all agreed that Arrakis is a cock? Yes, I think we can all agree to that.
Yeah. I thought that was already agreed when we joined.
That
Well,
is true. You haven't learned
I
what
think we'd already figured that one out, yeah.
Yeah.
You have now learned what you're up against.
Are we just sort of cheesing it out the front
Yes,
door of the town hall now?
At this point, I'm imagining you're cheesed it up the stairs into the basement. You've cheesed it from the basement, and you quite literally, not caring about the fact they've broken into this town hall, you've all just cheesed it out the front door, pushing the doors as wide as possible out into the street.
This is like a Guardians of the Galaxy escape sequence where they're still arguing. Rocket Raccoon and Star-Lord are shouting at each other.
Bloody fools.
I did try to warn you what he was doing, but you wouldn't bloody listen, would you?
If it's any consolation, Arrakis, having stood in his presence, that thing is not what I owe any loyalty to. My power does not come from him.
No,
Whatever you say.
I told you.
He had a nice throne, though.
Just a fucking druid, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's a good start.
The mushroom druid likes the throne. I go, that's fair dues.
Yeah.
I did try to warn you, Imnek. Your power does not come from him.
Exactly.
And it doesn't come from his liches either.
It does. As I said, 7/8 of the power came from these liches you call.
No. You don't want to be associated with liches.
I don't want to be associated with your family either, if that's anything to go by.
Well, that makes 2 of us.
Finally, you now agree on something.
Do I have to show you the hard way what a lich can do?
You showed us plenty, Arrakis.
Well, I've showed you one thing the hard way. I'd rather not show you what the lich can do the hard way either, because they're more powerful than demons.
Right
Anyway.
then, boys. I think it might be time to draw that to a close.
Okie doke.
Quite frankly, because I need to work out how I'm going to resolve this mess. So I'm going to need a bit of preparation time.
How do you introduce a 19th level enemy to level 6 characters without smearing them across time and space?
Well, you were looking at a bad dice roll, otherwise you would have been quite literally smearing across space.
I think we should be,
Tell the tale.
we should be playing the lottery tonight, I tell you.
So I think that's where we should draw it to a close because I don't know how to go.
Well, that was a different episode.
Yeah.
Mm.
Indeed. Barbarians really are quite stupid.
I'm not
I
convinced
don't
it was
think
the
those-
barbarian that was the problem.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's draw this one to a close. Thanks for hosting, Steve. Well done for
Thank you,
playing,
Steve.
guys. No one died. I mean, that's a win, right?
Yeah.
That's our best effort.
So next week, the Champions of Chance will be back for some more action, and I suspect marginally more cooperative than tonight's efforts. I mean, you never know.
Not exactly difficult.
They're all too nice. That's the problem.
Yeah, probably. That's why they're poor. In any
Pretty
case,
poor, to be honest.
thanks for watching, everyone, and we will be back next week with more D&D action. Catch you later.
See ya.
Good night.